Fosterdaddirective podcast. I'm Charles, and on today's episode, we're actually going to be talking once again about taxes. This one is going to be about if someone claims your foster child or other dependent child, anything similar to that on their taxes, and what you can do. I kind of figured this was going to happen, if in all honesty, just because of the situations we were put through the last 2 years, year and a half. So please stay tuned. And as always, know that I'm not a trained professional, especially in this area. Please reach out to a tax professional. The views expressed on this podcast are of mine. And a lot of this information I get is secondhand from foster care workers, tax professionals, research I do online, and may not be right even next tax season in your certain case. So please look out for yourself. And currently don't have any updates for myself on foster kids. Besides, we might be getting adoption of the 2 youngers that we currently have right now. And so on to our topic of what to do if someone claims your children, foster children, other dependent on their tax returns. You have one of 2 immediate options. One is to remove them from your taxes if you need to e-file and cannot wait to make the amendment. This would result in you not getting credits for them, but you would be able to e-file immediately, which can be beneficial if you don't have the right documents, you are in a serious bind and absolutely need the tax return. And your second option is to actually print the paper tax return, include any information that you have about your custody of the child, and providing a statement to potentially speed up this process. It's going to take a lot longer, but will ensure that if you are in the right for custody and claiming the dependent, that you will actually get that tax credit. And in our circumstances, it's not really about the tax credit. We did have him 10.5 months last year. This is for the toddler. And in any other circumstances, I'd probably just call it a wash. But with the way we were treated by the individuals who claimed him, and knowing that, last we knew that he was actively using cocaine because it was either the biological father or his mother, to my knowledge. Those are the only 2 people I could think of that would have claimed the child, unless the biological mother did. But I think it needs to be made a statement. And while we're only going to be claiming him this year, or for last year, we won't be claiming him any years going forward. It just needs to be shown that we actually had custody. Because to my knowledge, if he did make that claim and got that money, he's going to be hit with fines, interest, fees, such as I explained in the last one. So look, when doing this filing, one of the major things you are actually going to want to do is get that documentation. This can be a whole ton of different documents. Whatever you think is beneficial to show that you had custody of the child. This birth certificates are one, and social security number that you kind of need. But other things that you can show are school records, medical, such as appointment slips, shot records. Daycare is a huge one, because if they're going to daycare 5 days a week and you're the one providing that daycare, then you obviously have that. If you're a foster parent, you're going to want to actually speak with your foster care worker or licensing department and get a form that states when they were placed with you and when they left. This includes an official letterhead from the agency, or you can use the placement letters and the letter that they send you when the child is actually removed from your home, which this document is a DHS 30 as of 2026, which states why they're being moved, what's going to happen, the notice to appeal the decision. That form can be used. It'll show the date they left, such as in our case, the toddler left in November of 2025 on Veterans Day, so November 11th, which means we had him nearly 10.5 months. So we'll send all this in. My wife's actually going to call the tax preparer later today and find out anything else we need to do. But it's always good to keep all documents. I have every email I've ever gotten from the foster care, daycare, medical. I have every physical copy I've ever gotten. So be sure to keep all of that. You're going to want to make sure you have it in some form or another. And you'll send that in with the printed off copy. You can't e-file when you're trying to prove that the dependent that was claimed by somebody else is lawfully your dependent. So it takes a lot longer. Honestly, we're not getting an astronomical amount back, so I'm not too worried about sending in a paper copy. It's more to make a statement because of the way we were treated. So if they had been respectful and not done a lot of things they did, did and I wasn't still worried about the toddler's well-being, I would have called it a wash and just sent in our e-file. But kind of want to see how this goes. And if you have any information or you know anything about the process, if you've ever gone through it, you want to share your horror story, if you are a tax professional and you want to share that information, please reach out to me. I'm always here to listen. Please like, subscribe, and share the podcast. Email me at fosterdaddirective@gmail.com with any feedback, ideas, stories. I'd love to get you on and talk to you. So far, all of my people that have reached out for interviews have canceled on me, so please don't reach out if you don't want to actually come on. I don't really like wasting the little bit of time I have. So, thank you so much for listening. May your kids' chaos be funny after 5 minutes and not 5 years. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.